Alright, today we're going to plant some American hazelnut. These are, they say they're good to plant in zones 4 to 9. They grow 1 to 2 feet per year. You got to plant them in a group so they get proper pollination. You see the roots are wet. I got a bucket sitting in the shade where I got the rest of them that I'm planting. And you definitely want to keep the roots wet on any seedling that you're planting. These American hazelnut, they got a pretty big root system. This is actually one of the ones, it's actually small for some of the ones I've been planting. Some of them I've had to dig a pretty big hole. And I'm just using a regular old spade shovel to dig a hole. Now I know there's different trains of thought on the thought of throwing topsoil in the hole. But I like to throw a handful or two down in the hole, because here, if you look at our soil is thick, heavy clay. I mean, you can roll it up into a ball. I mean, that's some clay. But, you know, clay has its advantages and disadvantages. It doesn't drain at all. And back to where they say you don't throw topsoil in the hole, they say that the lighter soil can create kind of a ponding effect if you throw it in a hole in clay dirt, and then you can drown your plant or adversely affect it. But 1 or 2 handfuls I don't think really hurts, and we haven't really seen any adverse effects from that. So basically I dug a hole about the size of the roots here, and I'm just going to shove it in there. You don't want a J root. You don't want your roots bending up or nothing like that. You want to have a nice hole. Get her down in there. Then I'll just start packing the clay in. You want to be careful, because the way these roots were, you don't want to be busting them when you go to pack your soil. And that's another thing with, you know, why I don't mind throwing a handful in, is it can sneak past some of the roots. And, you know, because you definitely don't want air pockets around any of them roots in there. So the topsoil here, we've used it and haven't had ill results. Other people use it and they say they've had terrible results. But until we have terrible results, we're going to keep doing it. Basically, you just want to get the soil you took out of the hole back in. Going to get the soil up to about where the dirt line was on the tree from the nursery. And we're planting these because the squirrels and birds and deer, everything kind of love these little hazelnuts. As long as they don't go eating them. And another good thing about clay is tons of worms in it. Tons of worms. But it does have its timing. You gotta hit your timing right when you're gonna plant, because the clay's either workable like it is right now, or it's like quicksand, it gets too wet, or it's hard as a rock. Alright, now I got that dirt or the clay packed around it. Now you stomp her down, eliminate any and all air pockets. Air pockets are bad. The soil, or this clay, is pretty wet right now, so I'm actually not going to water this tree. But I wouldn't see any disadvantage to putting some water on, but we've been planting so many that it's just not efficient. There. That's what it's like to plant one American hazelnut tree.